Hello and welcome. Let's get started. First of all, let's type in the search box of Google Raptor flowchart. There are many websites that offer Raptor, but please try to focus on the website called raptor.martincarlisle.com or Flowchart Interpreter. Access to the website, the Raptor image welcomes you, and scroll down to the Download Raptor section. Here, can you see it? Now, if you have a Windows machine or laptop, download the version 2019. For Mac users, download the Download Mac Raptor Avalonia. Let's download the Windows 2019 version. When you click here, the download immediately occurs. When the download is over, click on this folder thumbnail so you can access directly to the storage of the downloads folder. Raptor 2019 is the version I need. So just double click it and the installation starts. Click on next, select everyone, next again, and again. If you notice that no installation is happening, scroll down to the taskbar and make sure Windows is not stopping this. Click yes to continue the installation, and that's it. Very fast. Close the installation program. Please close all the windows and let's find Raptor. In the search button, click and type Raptor. And there is the application. Before you start, I recommend you to dock it or to pin it to the taskbar. The taskbar is the lowest menu on the screen, like this. Now you have Raptor every time you need it. Just click it and let's get started. Let's analyze a little bit the Raptor environment. Let me adjust it just a minute. Here we got the watch window and the symbols and the working environment. You may change the size of the working environment. I prefer this. I recommend you to maximize everything. Now, I insert the symbols by right-clicking in the line and insert assignment or input or output, selections or loop. Let's do this. Then, to edit the assignment, you can just double-click it like this. Click, click. Let's set the name of the first variable, variable X. This is not a good name. What about variable area? That's nice. So, we need to initialize the variable to 0. It's a very good practice. Let's suppose I need another variable. Let's insert it in a different way. Select it and drag it. Very good. Again, if you want to edit the content of the assignment, just double click it and then I'm gonna type the name of the variable. In this case, I'm gonna call it vase. Initialized to 0. If you want to enter values in the variable, we need the input. Select and drag it. Then, to edit the input, double-click it. Here you are supposed to enter a prompt. Remember, it goes between quotation marks because it's a text. Remember to write down good prompts. Nice job. Don't forget to close the quotation marks. And here in this section, you need to type the variable the value is going to be stored at. For example, area. I start typing area. Here you will notice that the area variable is there. So just copy it, Ctrl Z, and paste it. Very easy. So click on done. Oh, now you are being prompted to save the file. Let's see how we do this. Click OK, and don't forget to select the storage destination. In this case, I'm going to store this in documents. This is very particular decision. Don't forget to create folders. You create a folder, keep clicking on new, and folder. You give a name. For example, this is going to be called area. Open the folder and type the name of the file. Area again. Remember that this is a RAP file. Save it, and there you are. Now let's show the result with the output. Drag it. Pay attention, the input and the output has different targeting directions. Right now I'm going to show the area. Double click so you can see the edit. Don't forget to always have a text connected to a variable. I'm going to show you. I'm going to type here the area of the area is. Don't forget to have a blank space before closing the quotation mark. Then we have the plus symbol to connect to the variable area. When I start writing area, pay attention here what happens. Okay? The variable is available. Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Very easy. Now, very important to understand how to execute or track the program variables. Let's do that. We have the play button, but it's not too useful. The step by step is the one we are going to use in our learning process. Click it once and notice this green outline. That means this is the next instruction to be executed. So let's execute it. Good job. Now, the next instruction to be executed is the assignment with the creation and initialization of the variable area. Click here. The instruction occurred, and you may see in the watch window the variable values. Continue creating the next variable, and base is also created. If I continue executing every instruction step by step like this, we have the input. The value I'm going to type here, 67, will be saved, if you remember, in the area variable. Click OK. Let's see it. Now we got it. And finally, last but not least, we have the output. Remember, this is just a text concatenated with the variable to show the content. Let's execute it. And let's finish with the end. As you see, we got the area is blank space, the area is blank space. Concatenation with area content. Remember, the area content variable contains 67. And that is what I have here, 67. Well, thank you very much for checking this video. Remember, you can use the YouTube translation method to change it to Chinese. Thank you very much. See you the next time.